to a brand new edition of Star Trail. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. Joining us today in our studios is the lead pair of A Gentleman, Sidharth Malhotra and Jacqueline Fernandez. Welcome both of you to NewsX.
Thank you.
And we have to ask Jacqueline,
yes,
how much of a gentleman you are in real life?
Oh, he's a wonderful gentleman. You know, Sidharth always, you know, he cooks amazing food for me every day, and he brings it to promotions, to sets. You know,
she's obsessed by confusing a gentleman from a chef.
Yes,
I think she thinks a gentleman should only know how to cook.
Okay.
But
so
a gentleman I feel should cook for his lady. And you know, he has this really amazing gentleman-like quality where, you know, he has this bike, a really beautiful bike, and he lets me drive it all the time. And I was like, I didn't even have to ask. I didn't even, you know, like, you know.
Yes, you're talking about bicycle, yeah?
No. No.
My bicycle.
Don't you think a gentleman...
So she's challenging you on national TV that if you are a true gentleman, then you will let her ride.
A true gentleman.
My bicycle, yes.
Another bike.
Harley Davidson, no.
Yeah.
I want to drive your Harley.
A 300 kilo Harley Davidson, no. I don't think it's meant for in case. Just for her safety.
Yeah.
See, a true gentleman is looking out for his lady.
No, but I can. I'm very fit.
A true gentleman will drive you around, which I did.
But you can then teach me.
But you ensure you're safe.
Well, help me out here. Come on, don't you?
No, I made sure you were safe. I'm driving you around.
No, but I'll agree with him. Men are very passionate about bikes, and of course women. So they will not want to share them.
Not want to share them. Why would I let them be alone?
Yeah.
I want to be in the middle when I'm on top of the bike and she's behind.
Put his bike above me.
I'm taking you with me on the bike.
Okay, he's being risky now. He's being risky by saying all of this. But coming to the film now, so this is of course the real Sidharth Malhotra. But talking about your characters, how difficult was it for you? You're playing literally a dual role. Now we don't know if they're the same person or not. I think that we'll find out
in the
mystery. But how was it? Is it difficult, you know, going between one character and the next?
It's definitely more work, and you know you have to prep much more. You're given much more to make the two characters look different, feel different more than look. We've not gone for so much of a visual difference in the film, but it's more their mannerisms and the different worlds they come from. One is in Miami, living an NRI life, and an engineer. The other one is works in a particular unit which is involved in doing particular kind of missions and is more lonely and action oriented. So this is the first time that I did that. I think this film gave me a scope for performance in a commercial film. You know, so that was interesting, and it had a lot of humor in both the characters. It had action in the Rishi character.
Right.
The Gaurav character gets to romance her a bit. And dance around a bit. So a very fulfilling film as an actor. And you know, I think even as an audience or even as a viewing it, I think it'll be a very enriched and fulfilling, you know, Hindi film entertainment. You know, things going back to back. Okay,
and that's of course what your character says in the film. That you know, she says you're nice, you're safe, you're a gentleman, but you know, you're too safe.
But yeah, I think that honestly a complete person would have a mixture and a balance of of everything, right? So it's like you could be Sundar, Susheel, but are you living life to your fullest? You know, like do you have that risk factor? And by risk, I don't mean go and jump off like an 80-story building. I mean, it means go and live your life and do fun things and and you know,
do something out of the box.
Exactly.
Leave a city and go to Mumbai and become an actor.
There we go.
Absolutely. So that's
the risk
transcending the real and real there.
Yeah,
but you're playing, of course, a very glamorous role, but you're doing action as well. And I know action is one of your favorite genres.
Oh, yes,
you mentioned that before when we've done interviews. But how is it like for you this time doing the action yourself?
That's
because
the coolest
in
thing.
Bollywood, normally the heroines, you know, they're in action films, but they don't get much of a chance.
I know. We do so many action films, and then we have to stand back and watch these guys have all the fun, and and it's so cool. I mean, they do an amazing job, and I was just glad that in this film with Raj and DK, you know, they're very, and that's what I love about them. They're very contemporary, they're very new age, and they're very cool that way. And there's a part because my character is just longing for adventure in her life, you know, and she leads this simple life, 9-to-5 job in an office. They're NRIs and they all work together, and you know, and then she just wants this, and then the minute, you know, Rishi enters and comes into the scene, everything really changes, you know, and this is the life she's been waiting for. And so it's really cool when she has her moment, and not one but two guns, you know, blazing, and that was great for me as well, because I relate so much to this character. You know, I was like, yes, finally, and I just hope it's the start to many, many more to come, you know, so yeah.
Okay, well, once again, playing characters with a certain grey area. You had it in Ek Villain. Do you enjoy that? Playing characters which have a lot of layers, you know, not just black and white.
Definitely, I like characters which are just not so simple in a way. Be it Ek Villain or Brothers as well. And this goes back to I think these two characters pretty much culminate whatever I've done in the past and a little bit more. You know, the Gaurav character comes into the softer films like Kapoor and Sons and you know Hasi to Fasi, and the Rishi character culminates a lot more, which is what Equilibrium and Brothers was. So give me and as I said, I think in the span of 2 hours, gives me a nice variety to play with,
and audiences
entertain the audience.
that.
You know, actually,
today they've become really aware and they appreciate more, you know, subtle, in-depth characters and you know where they understand it's not so in your face and loud. So that's what our humor is also. You know, it's not slapstick. It's not like we're coming in and saying punchlines. It's written in by Raj DK. You know, it's situational comedy. You'll follow the story and you'll laugh. So which is, I feel, is a new age version of an entertaining action film. So we call it our new age action comedy. So hopefully people will come and watch Gentlemen and enjoy.
Okay. You want to comment on something you were saying about those characters of Grey?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, it's interesting because, I mean, we've been promoting and everything, and I've noticed that people love seeing Sid that way, actually. I mean, like, you know, so it's like...
You guys should do more action films, this thing.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's...
No, I love that genre myself.
Exactly, and he enjoys it, and he does it so well, you know. So
something I will follow up for sure, you know, just playing a character. This time I played a very cooler, little more heroic action guy, you know, just shoots and gets it in one shot. Aims it or does really cool stunts and makes it look easy. But yeah, definitely, hopefully.
But I was reading somewhere, is that correct, that you want to explore more action and possibly roles like James Bond and superhero films as well? Is that correct?
Superhero, definitely. I feel if somebody gets the correct character and gives you a very good base for it, I think India's longing for more superhero films apart from, say, Krish, or even when Shah Rukh tried for our one. So we definitely...
add a flying jet.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody has done their bit. I think we're still longing for one really apt, you know, a successful character that people can latch onto. So it'll be great if I come across something. But regardless, action genre for sure. There's something in the pipeline within the next 2 years which might come out. So it'll be great.
Okay. Well, speaking about the music of the film, it's very interesting. It's catchy, of course, and that always helps in your pre-buzz. You're pole dancing in one song, spicing up an office party.
Yes, we are.
People, we want that in our newsroom.
Everyone's dying for some offices to get that trend starting in Delhi.
That happened in our office, and I was like, that's because our film's based in Miami. You know?
Shift there.
Yeah, go to Miami. I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't even know if that happens in Miami, but, you know, we were shooting in Miami last year, and then we had this office party to, like, kind of, like, shoot for, and this office song, so, you know, we were, like, in Miami, like, what can we add to the song that might bring more about, you know, more of a Miami essence or Miami energy, and everywhere you look in Miami, you come across pole dancing, you know, so, and it's really cool because there's pole fitness there, there's pole
You're really promoting Miami right now, right? People are booking their flights and at least looking for offices.
Well, you're a brand ambassador for a country.
New Zealand,
maybe she wants to as well.
That's in New
Miami.
Zealand. Go take another flight.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it was cool. That was where the idea was born. Let's add you know, a little bit of like pole dancing to the song. And Kavya is the kind of character as well who would, you know, at a party she would be the one jumping up on the pole and doing something crazy and, you know, spicing it up and having fun. You know, so yeah, we added it. And trust me, the day I took my first pole dancing lesson, I was like, guys, I don't think this is going to happen. This is really, really difficult, and let's just scrap the idea. I'm going to need a lot more than 2 months. But Raj and DK were pretty okay with that. They said, listen, if it happens, it happens, but if it doesn't, it's fine. And we got to the song, and we said, Chalo, let's just try this, and it you know, it worked. I just remember being on a lot of painkillers though, because I was like, I was in so much pain. It was, but it's a great fitness routine. So anyone who wants to work out and add a new form of fitness, go for pole dancing.
Okay, and you've also, of course, done something different this time. So before we talk about the song, can we request you to please rap a bit for us? It's another very catchy song.
It is.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs. Apart from me wanting to be a part of this.
If you are a gentleman, sir, please.
All right, a big true
the
gentleman sing this for his lady, which would be.
It's such a cool song and such a cool rap. I need to like wear Sid's
That's my previous song. Kala jisna ho gaya.
Yeah, why am I promoting that?
Last time I actually had to ask around the office for shades because I needed to do. They had their shades when they had come and I needed to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so this is Banduk Mein Rehta, which is a gentleman's attitude, action, Rishi song, if you would say. And it goes, the rap goes something like this: ki कुड़ी लगे तू बरेट्टा की बेटी तेनू वेखे आते खिंच गई पेटी तेरे लिए खालू सीन में पे गोली फिर क्यों तू मुझको ही गोली फेंकी हटे नजर ना तेरे फिगर से जाए उंगली ये सीधे ट्रिगर पे जो निशाना था ना जाना तेरी नजरों पे शूटर कहने लगे सब मुझे घर पे
कुड़ी लगे तू पर टाके बेटी तेरे वेखे आते खींची तेरी बेटी तेरे लिए खालो सीन पे गोली फिर क्यों तू मुझको ही गोली देती आधे नजर ना तेरे फिकर से चाहे उंगली सीधे फिकर पे जो निशाना था ना जाना तेरी नजरों पे शूटर कहने लगे सब मुझे घर पे रुक मेरी लव
Quite naturally, I'm sure many offers will come here. Now, heroines are turning into singers.
I'm turning
And
into a
you're turning
rapper now. So let's see now, next song
Exactly.
coming in. Yeah, bring it on.
Stage show, exactly. But of course, you've listed out in the film what your ideal man is like, the character traits that he should have. Talking of the real Jacqueline Fernandez now, what are the traits that you look for in an ideal man? And I'm sure you haven't been asked this question before.
No, but it's so funny. Sid thinks I'm so demanding. Like,
She is. Starting from usko cooking aani chahiye, usko ye hona chahiye. So kya kya seekh rahe hain?
That's what you'd look for in a gentleman. I'm going to ask you what you'd look for in your ideal man. Yeah, in your ideal man.
Oh yeah, okay, that's true actually. It's actually quite simple for me, honestly. I actually just want someone who's just real and who can be himself, and that's very, very rare to find, I feel, because people are always hiding, and people are, you know, kind of trying to be someone else most of the time, and their true self never really comes out. So it may not have to be perfect, but that's absolutely fine. I never look for perfection. I just look for someone who's real and someone who like actually exists. You know what I mean? Like that's what's important for me. So yeah, and just someone who's real. You know, I'm not that demanding, Sid. I'm not that.
Keep it real. That's my social media.
And the weirdest thing is, you know,
profile
I've been saying this. I'm like, I just want someone who's real. Like, just be real.
Well, he just said he's
like,
keeping it real
like,
on social
that's
my
my
social
social
media
media
profile is that.
message. Keep it real. And I'm like,
Wow, that's really funny. We do have similar interests.
We do.
We're looking for the same man.
But that's what
Keep it real.
we turn the tables around. What are you looking for in an ideal? Are you as demanding?
Hey, I would like
What
to
are you
hear this.
looking for in an
No,
ideal?
I would actually like you, because they always ask me, who do you look for, Jackie, in a man? But
No, I told you, like, personality is something that I feel is my turn on when I speak to a woman and, you know, speak to a girl, where it could be anything about her personality, and obviously something pretentious or you know, fake is something that puts me off.
Yeah, me too.
But coming into a person who, you know, she's not dying for attention but knows where she is from and that she will get it either ways. And confidence is something very attractive. And conversation. I think conversation where there's some kind of meaning to it, rather than just talking fluffy and bubblegum stuff. So I think stuff like that is the basic thing, but generally just a personality. You know, regardless, it's not about kisi ki aankhein, kisi ki ho, kisi ke baal, but if you had asked me, I think hair is something that I do. I like open hair, if that's something that, you know, maybe it's a Punjabi thing. But I think just a personality is something that extremely a big turn on.
Okay. Well, we've got your traits for you, so all the eligibles watching this interview, you know exactly what to have. Absolutely. But very quickly, we have to ask on all the rumors, of course, that were doing the rounds that it's a sequel to Bang Bang.
I know.
And is that correct? Or
not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. It started off very early. I think the only thing in common is Fox production, and that's why we made a joke also in our first clap. We wrote "Not Bang Bang 2."
But you know the worst thing about that was I had people call me up going, "Oh, so your film's called
And
Not
people
Bang
thought
Bang
that was
2."
the title. So I'm like, God, nobody's getting our sense of humor.
Yeah, we had to-
it's scary.
Yeah, we
It's
had to
very
kind of
scary.
explain our joke, so not
it's
very...
a different cast, different directors, different budget of film. Ours is a much smaller, intimate budget, but equally entertaining, we would hope. And I think the only thing common is Fox and the genre of action comedy. Nothing else. It's not a sequel or prequel to anything. And it's an original composition and script. And yeah, we're just 2 days left, the 25th of August, and now we're pretty excited.
Absolutely. Well, we'll certainly hope for a huge hit. But talking of the flip side once again, like we spoke about A Flying Jet earlier, and you also had Brothers, which some people said was a flop. I don't know if it was or not. The numbers would tell that. But how do you deal with failure? With certain films that you've invested a lot in and sometimes doesn't click with the audiences or with critics or at the box office. How do you deal with that?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, like, I think it's, I mean, I'm the kind of person who feels it, you know, to be very unnecessary to waste time and energy sulking about something or, you know, remaining in a bad mood about something. So I like to move on very, very fast after some, you know, whatever kind of failures. But I obviously, you know, will never forget you know, what went wrong, what I did that was wrong, the mistakes, you know, but I'll never dwell in it. I find that a big, massive waste of time, and you have to keep moving forward. You have to keep picking yourself up. So it takes me maybe a couple of days, and I do need that because I think we're all only human, but post that, like, I actually see a big positive in any kind of like failure that you have, you know, and you just like, you move on. So very, very important.
Okay. For you, I think more than brothers, probably Bar Dekho.
Bar Dekho, yeah, previous film actually, which was not as accepted as we thought it would be.
Yeah.
So definitely, I think my reaction, in a very simple and true, honest type, first is comes with a part of a bit of aggression, which is like, oh, okay, so maybe I need to work harder and, you know, make it work, because also you have to realize that I've come from the outside. For example, we've come from the outside, so there is a lot of rejection and, you know, ups and downs that we do come with. So it's not new, I would say, but it was new, say, in this league of films that I did for my previous film, say, for not to be accepted. And but yeah, same reaction. The reaction came in with, like, you know, more aggression, more zest, more motivation to, you know, sign up better scripts or, you know, perform better and prepare for your role. And then that's exactly what happened, what I wished for. Because in the next 6 months, I have not one but 3 releases. You know, A Gentleman comes out, Ittifaq comes out, and then Ayari, which I'm shooting for right now.
And very different films.
Very different films, very amazing content-driven scripts, and, you know, like Gentleman has a potential to do a lot of box office, and Ittifaq and Ayari have more content, you know, performance-driven films. So it's what an actor would want to do in 8 months and 7 months. So exactly, all that aggression is paid off, and now it's a matter of just releasing these films now.
Okay. Well, you know, interestingly, this year there have been certain films that should have performed which haven't. And there are all sorts of reasons, of course, coming out for that. But I was speaking with a few members of the film industry, and they were saying that the critical reviews are once again playing a crucial role in how audiences react, and especially the first weekend, etc. How do you deal with critical reviews, or what's your perspective on critical reviews?
Well, see, the thing is, I think you're your own best critic as well. And it's really important that I feel, you know, we're all very sensible beings, and we know exactly when a film has done well and not done well. And it pretty much, you know, translates into box office for us. So, you know, this worked, this didn't work. And that's what matters. And then you know, okay, what you did right, what you did wrong. That's all that really matters to me. I think when it comes to media reviews and those kind of critiques, that's their own opinion. And that's great because everyone's, you know, allowed to have their own opinion. But I like to kind of like understand what I've taken back from it. And so I don't really read reviews as such. And I like to just see, okay, this did well, this didn't do well. I see that through my box office. And yeah, that's pretty much what I take back with me.
Yeah, I think in more than critical reviews today, because of social media, you know, applications, WhatsApp, everything else, travels much faster. So maybe in earlier days when there was a good report or a bad report, it took days to travel. Now it's within hours. So I think that's the only difference. What you would catch a film to be positive or negative, you would catch it on a Monday or a Tuesday. Ki acha, ye picture aisi hai. Now it will come by Friday evening. Oh, this is the film, this is the story, this is that thing, this actor's under everything else.
With spoilers sometimes.
With everything, yeah. So it's just technology, I think, what we are struggling with. And today you can't hide your flaws of a film. And there are more opinions to deal with. I think reviews were then also. But I think availability in people never used to see it so much. So I feel, yeah, I think it's only telling us to pull up our socks in writing and bring out better quality. So, which in a way is a positive thing.
Okay. Well, quickly before we close on a gentleman note, and I'm going to request them to do a dance step with us to close.
Which one?
So we'll close with that.
Okay.
Up to you, whichever song you want to. And we've got the music as well arranged.
Okay, so we did disco, which is a...
No, we'll do that. But before I come to that, I quickly have some questions that have been tweeted into us on our NewsX digital server. So we'll do it like a quick fire, where you can give quick answers to what people are saying. So let's quickly go across to what Nick_KSG has to say. And I must say we've got phenomenal response. And you can gauge a movie's buzz by its response on Twitter. So when we tweet out questions, you know, so we got good response. So that's a good sign. So going straight across to Sidharth first. So there's a question from Nick_KSG from Sidharth. Would you like to work in a period historical drama with Sanjay Leela Bhansali?
Absolutely. He's a fabulous director, and I've met him a couple of times. It's just a matter of, you know, coming up with the correct script for me to be a part, and it'll be great to associate with him.
Okay. Rita 112 has this to ask to Jacqueline. Any similarities at all between you and Kavya?
Oh, a lot of similarities. We're both very outgoing, very adventurous. We love the beach, and yeah, I think we also have the same dressing sense.
Okay. And she has another very interesting question for you. If you could steal one role from an actress, what would it be?
If I could steal one role from an actress, maybe Queen from Kangana, even though I mean, I don't think there could be anyone else who could do it better than her, but yeah, maybe Queen.
Okay. Another question coming in for Sidharth. What's the riskiest thing you've ever done in your life?
I think the phase where I stayed back in Bombay without having a job and didn't even have a house. I was staying at my friends. Yeah. I had no clue if I would be getting a house the next month, paying rent, or where would my next paycheck come from. So I think that phase when I was 23, 24.
Okay, that's what in fact Chandralekha_K had asked. But another quick question. What's the strangest rumor you've ever heard about yourselves?
I heard a rumor that I was dating Jackie Chan. It's really weird.
Okay.
It's really weird. I don't know where it came from.
That's funny. That's
never
funny.
met him.
I've had loads of them. People think I'm Manish Malhotra's nephew, which is not true.
Yeah.
Or I've debuted in a television series before I came to movies,
Sorry to ask that.
which isn't true again. My parents are doctors, which is again not true. I think it's Wikipedia first.
Yeah.
Someone just updates and then
Yeah, because you can,
anyone can update it.
Please don't follow
Anyone.
Wikipedia. Anyone can update in things and you probably don't get the correct information.
Okay. Judwa 2, the phenomenal views on your trailer.
Yes,
How does that feel?
Amazing, amazing. I think it was a lot of fun to do, and it's a big cult film, you know, that's being rebooted, and of course David Sir is, you know, god of comedy. So yeah, I think people were anticipating it a lot because of its major fan following with the 1997 version.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Cool.
And finally, who from Bollywood could you give these tags to? Sundar, Susheel, and Rishi. So I'm going to ask for three names. No, not all
three different names.
One person who's Sundar, one person who's Susheel, and one person who's Rishi. And I'll ask you first, and then Jacqueline.
Aishwarya Rai, Sundar.
Okay.
Susheel would be Mr. Bachchan.
Okay.
Susheel. And Rishi would be Sanjay Dutt.
Okay. And you can't name the same one.
I know, that's
fair.
Okay, fine, cool. Let's see. So
There's so many.
There's so many. Yeah, that's so true. Sundar, I would probably say. Okay, he wants me to say Katrina. I'll say Katrina.
Are you trying to say something else? What do you mean? I want you to say Katrina.
He wants me to say. I was going to say someone else. But yes, okay, but I would only.
Okay.
I mean, among many, there are many Sundars in our industry.
But who are you going to say? Who was your ideal Sundar?
Who do I find very Sundar? I mean, there are so many actually. Okay, I was going to actually say.
Sonam's very.
Yes, Sonam Kapoor is very Sundar.
Okay.
Yes, you're right.
I love how he's thinking and all the Sundars are running through his...
Yeah, exactly. And Susheel, I would probably say would be Sonakshi.
Okay.
And Rishi, I would probably say would be Priyanka.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
great. We've got Sundar, Susheel, Rishi, but for now, they're the Sundar, Susheel, Rishi ones, or rather he is on the big screen. And they want to go out and watch 25th August. So your final message before we quickly take off your mics and get you to shake a leg with us.
Oh,
well,
wow.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Well, we're just going to come in a couple of days, guys, at a theatre close to you. A Gentleman on 25th of August. So it's our action comedy entertainer. So we hope you guys come in hordes and get entertained.
Yes,
Thank
exactly.
you.
Let that be the last word.
Yes, the same film.
Thank you for joining us, and all the best, of course. And as I said, I'm loving it. It's looking very slick.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I really
man.
want to go out and watch it. And